Hey guys, so welcome to another episode of the Fat Show. So sorry that it's been a few weeks. I've actually been training for a half Ironman that I'm doing beginning of April. So that's kind of taking up a lot of my free time, taking me away from messing on my wagons. But this week I just had a quick job. I finally got around to buying a permanent EGR delete kit. So I'm going to try and install that quick. Every time I say something should be quick, it never is, but ideally it should be. Because it should just bolt in. But I got this kit online from RKX, which I don't even know what that is, or what the brand is. Apparently they're just like an eBay part seller for Volkswagen Audi parts. You can go pretty crazy on these, or there's a pretty wide span of value for these. You can get ones for like 20 bucks and then all the way up to over $200 for the full kit. This one was 30 bucks, so I guess I kind of split the difference, although not really. It's cast aluminum, so maybe it's not the absolute best, but supposedly the ones that have the O-ring gaskets here are a lot better than the blank flange, or the flange gaskets. It does have a flange gasket for the EGR, or for the exhaust portion of it, and then a O-ring for the flange. But it's pretty easy, it just bolts in. One thing to say, this is definitely for off-road use. Luckily for me, I live in Texas, so there's no emissions testing. That being said, if you don't have it removed from the coating in your car, there is a chance that it might throw a code. It's kind of weird, I don't know why, but apparently some of them you can do an EGR delete and it won't actually throw a code from factory, and then some do. One way to test that is I actually just put vacuum lines, or vacuum caps on the actuator, so right now it can't, for the last whatever 5,000 miles it hasn't been active, but now I'm finally just doing the permanent delete for it. So like I said, it should be quick and easy. It should just bolt in. Probably not going to happen because it never does, but we'll see how it goes. Just has the race pipe that deletes the valve, clamp for the intake, and then a block off plate for the exhaust gases leaving the EGR cooler. It actually comes with a fitting too to bypass the cooler. I'm not going to do that today because I'm not draining the coolant today, but at a later date I might end up doing that. Alright, so with that, let's get to it.
Removing the EGR assembly is a bolt-off affair, but due to the tight tolerances, it is a little challenging. It just takes time to find the correct order and remove all the pieces to get them all out. I started by removing the EGR actuator, then the pipe between the cooler and the valve. This allowed room to remove the EGR valve housing. Having a lower profile hex set would make this job a lot easier. As you can see from the buildup in the EGR valve alone, this is why an EGR delete is beneficial. Luckily my intake looked pretty clean.
So that's a wrap on this episode. It was pretty easy. Took a little bit. A lot of the fasteners are really hard to get at, and you have to take a bunch of stuff apart to get at them, get them off, just because it's so tight in there. But overall, it was pretty good. The kit quality was pretty good. The O-ring did not really want to fit in the groove, so that was kind of a pain in the ass to get on. That's my only gripe so far. I just reused all the Volkswagen hardware. I didn't really use the hardware that came with it. And obviously I didn't do the cooler delete, but so far seems to do all right. I just ran the car, checked it, made sure it wasn't leaking. So with that, so that's a wrap on this episode. Stay tuned for more, guys. I guess I have some big things coming in the coming months. Finally going to be getting a bigger Fad Show garage, which will be nice, so I don't have to like trip over myself while I'm working on my cars. So I'm pretty excited for that and getting it set up, and then continuing working on my projects. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys.